My personal story is I was born and raised in Poland, which at the time was a communist country. When communism fell, my parents made a very decisive and deliberate choice to come to the U.S. because they knew the freedom that this country allowed its citizens versus what they were accustomed to. And I really wanted to pay that back to this nation. I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't a U.S. citizen. And the fact that I had the ability to come here with my family, with very little money, and still make a life for ourselves is a debt that I will never be able to repay. So I joined the military to at least try and repay that debt in some capacity. My name is Dagmara Shepard. I am currently serving as a Sergeant Major in the Army Reserves, and I have been doing that for the last 20 years. I joined when I was 17. I was in a delayed entry program, and when I turned 18, I had the opportunity then to go to basic training and start my military career. I currently have about 400 individuals who report to me, as well as my commander, and it's a job that I take very, very seriously. I was promoted to sergeant when I was 20 years old, and I had a team who was old enough to drink and I wasn't. But I was responsible for this team. I was responsible for ensuring their safety, their development, their training, that they were getting the job they needed to get done, that they had satisfaction in their day-to-day life and the job they had in the military, and to take them to war and bring them back home, and do everything I could to bring them back home. And there's some pretty high prices to pay if you fail. So that gives you some understanding of how to take risks, how to take calculated risks, how to make the right decisions, when to push forward and when to scale back. Having two full-time jobs, which it really is in some respect, it's less about balance and more about integration. Finding ways that you can bring two halves of your lives together is something that I wouldn't be able to do without a really good support system. Coming to MITRE and the way that we interact with each other and the sense of camaraderie that I find at MITRE is probably the closest that I have come to in replicating the teams and relationships that I have in the military. The soldiers are the reason why I continue to do what I do. I love being in a capacity to serve them. It's really the people. It's the soldiers who come in every day and they've signed a blank check to serve their nation, which is a very unique decision to make. And I have just the utmost respect for them and the fact that they put that uniform on every day and they come do what they do despite everything that's going on in the world. So I've served for those last 20 years with that kind of mantra in my head of wanting to pay it forward in some way and hopefully pave the way for other immigrants who come to our nation and want to make a better life for themselves. And what kind of nation are we building for those individuals?